welcome to Saturday Night Live. There's a picture of Mama Blackie that was taken a long time ago. I found the picture of Mama Blackie. Welcome to Saturday Night Live. I know I'm about 10 minutes early, but that's okay. God loves you all. I want to welcome all the new subscribers. God bless you all. Thank you all very much as a YouTube family. That's what we do. We help each other out. Thank you very much. As yesterday, it was raining, sprinkling. Woke up, it was raining this morning. Didn't go to the cell barn. And so that's how everything is going, people. Man, I wish all this crap I don't have on my computer quit popping up. You know, it's a great day. I hope you all's horses came in that you bet on today at Churchill Downs, even with the rain we got. I gotta type something into it if I could figure out how to remember to do this. XW TW 8 HM F 9W. Make sure I got it right. XWTW 8 Hotel Mike Frank 9 Whiskey. So welcome. And if we listen to a little music while we're waiting on some people to get in here. Well, tomorrow's Sunday. Hope it's not raining, because I want to do a live stream. And you heard me talk about the Legion Force rear type rotary tiller by PULSAR, Legion Force rotary tiller. And they want me to put dirt in the gas tank. That way it won't get reused again. Welcome. I'm going to read something. I know you are a very smart family out there. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. Okay, people, what does that mean? No matter if you're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or whatever media site, remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. This is God's YouTube channel. You know what he stands for. No cussing, no fighting, no gay stuff, no hate crimes, no trolls. Don't tell me you're gay, because there's people that wants to argue. I don't want to put anybody in timeout. So, and also, I want to let you know, on advice from my attorney, that I had 4 heart attacks, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, arthritis, and back problems. Why are you telling us that? Because I had a 13-year-old kid who was a moderator at the time. He lied about his age and his profile. He had 5 different profiles. Plus, he's a computer hacker. And I'm asking you all out there, new and old people, especially you new YouTubers, be wary of who you make moderators. Look at the moderator, what that means. You got 2 of them. You got number 1 and number 2. I start my moderators out at number 2. I can do more than moderator 2 can do. If you can prove to me, then you get moved up to number 1. Hello, Yoakum. No, I ain't got my socks on. I just woke up from a cat nap after I got out of the bathtub and soak in the nice hot tub. And I want to thank you all that helped me to get where I'm at. Let's see, I'm at 533 subscribers. And you people know when you subscribe to me and I get an email, I subscribe back to you. That's what we do. We are a YouTube family. I know my content is not like other people's YouTube channel. Some other YouTuber people that cusses, it's hate crime, sexual harassment, false stuff, and all this. And people, I'm 70 plus years old. I got medical problems. There's things that I can't do. That's why I'm being honest with you. When I said about my 4 heart attacks and stuff like that, if something happens to me during my live stream and I end up going out, maybe a stroke or a heart attack or something like that, and you can't come up to, I didn't know he had a bad heart or this or that. People, I say this in every one of my YouTubes. And I have been threatened by them trolls Trolls is not there to help you. They're there to hurt you. That's what I like about the people on my YouTube channel. You want to help because that's what God wants you to do. Thank you very much. Now it's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I decided to come on a few minutes early. That's how come I got music in the background. Hope it don't put you to sleep. And I want to thank Pepsi Zero. No, I'm kind of PO at Pepsi company right now because when I go to the dollar store at 32 Leota Road, Scottsburg, Indiana, there's no, 20 ounce of Pepsi's in the cooler up by the cash register. Every time I go there, I get one just like everybody else. And you know what Pepsi makes out there. They also don't have the other Pepsi products that you all might like. You all say, why? Well, if you know and you live in the state where you got a Pepsi factory, you know why, because they shut some of them down. I think them CEOs should be fired. Before you shut them down, you should convert your other factories where you can make Pepsi Zero. I've talked to people who drinks Diet Pepsi. I said, try Pepsi Zero. That means no sugar. I said, try that. Now, they're drinking Pepsi Zeros. But if you don't like Pepsi, there's other soft drinks out there that got zero sugar in it. Dr. Pepper, Coke. There's a bunch of others out there. There's root beer that's made by different companies. Pepsi, Coke, and all this. It has zero sugar. And you people that loves Mountain Dew, I drink maybe one Mountain Dew a month, but I don't drink it like I do Pepsi Zero. Well, I got a Mountain Dew Zero. Boy, it tastes icky, but you people who drinks Mountain Dew, if you drink a Zero Mountain Dew, it might taste the same since you drink Mountain Dew like I do Pepsi Zero. But back in my younger days, people, I'm going back to that they going to, you have Coke in those little bottles. And thanks to our government, they had to take something out of the Coke. They said it was a drug. I drank I don't know how many Cokes like that back in those days. And it's not like the drug Coke that people takes nowadays. But you can buy it, that Coke from Mexico. I usually buy 4 of them a month, and I drink maybe Saturday night, Sunday, where I can get a good night's sleep. And but it's it's good if you like that kind of drink, but you don't get high on that Coke. It only comes in a bottle. Oh, I'm going to take this down. I'll show it later if more people get in there. But I know some of you is celebrating Churchill Downs Kentucky Derby. I forget the horse that won the Kentucky Derby. Hello, Shermstick. Good evening, my friend. And but you know, like I say, I bet on a horse when I was young. Go back to the 60s and 70s. I want to think it's Seattle Slew or something. He won the Kentucky Derby. Then he won the other one after the Kentucky Derby. I bet on both of them. When I won on the first one, I put on the second one. I was way ahead. You know, I was probably 15, 16 years old, somewhere like that. I think it was probably $100, something like that. I should have bet the third time, but I was ahead. And you know, that horse won 3 races in a row. The Kentucky Derby, which is Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky. You can look it up on the internet and see where Churchill Downs is. It's in Louisville, Kentucky. Third and Central, second and Central, something like that. And, you know, I know you all celebrating. All the movie stars goes to Churchill Downs today and yesterday for the roses. And since it was raining, they had a wet track. Some horses runs better in a wet track and they do a dry track if you follow horse races. But I was going to do something today, but since it was raining and I didn't want to get my cell phone wet, and I want to show you me putting dirt in the gas tank of that new rotary tiller. That's what PULSAR Legion Force told me to do. They don't want it back. So I'm going to have to slide the wheels where you can move it and put it back in the shed because I ain't got a pickup truck to take it to a junkyard. And I told them the transmission wouldn't go in reverse. And you people out there, I know you're way smarter than me. Anytime you buy something, a car, a truck, or RV, or SUV, or a lawnmower, anything like that, you got extra parts. But in case of this Legion Force rotary tiller, they don't have extra parts. So, you know, I'm just letting you all know about it. Because everything I talked about, I either went through and I'm passing it on to you all to help you out, because that's what God wants me to do. Hello, 709. I figure you be watching them kick that ball out there on the field. Because I was watching something earlier. It was girls doing it, kicking that little ball around. I think they kind of kicked it out of bounds a few times when I saw. But I'm not sexist, people. I like women's sports. I like when women plays basketball. I watch them more than I do men. Because women seems to do better in sports like that. That's my opinion. It's always been a man's sport. Basketball, hockey, and all this. And it's a very nice thing to get in. And I know you all going to gripe at me. I don't think men should compete in women's sports. They was born a man. The only reason they doing that because they cannot win in a man's sports. They got a little bit more strength than the women does. And I know you all as fathers and mothers. Well, this women's team that was kicking the ball, I believe that one woman's team was in green, I think. I think it was in green. And the other woman's team, I think, maybe white uniforms, I think. I watched about 10 minutes of it. And people, I wish I was rich. I tell you why. I'm watching something on a news station sometime this week. And there's a house. Half of the house is in Canada. Half of the house is in the United States. I know 709 because he put the town in there the last time I got talking about it. And, I got questions. Would the family be classified as U.S. citizens? Or would they be classified as Canada's citizens? And also, people, would they get their mail from Canada? Or would they get their mail from the United States? I think part of that, like I say, part of the house is in Canada. The other part of the house is in the United States. Maybe a bathroom and a bedroom. And another question for you people in Canada. Say your wife was pregnant and she was in a bedroom. Say your bedroom was in the United States and she had a baby. Would that be a U.S. citizen or would that be a Canada citizen? And there's also, I've seen other shows on TV. I don't know what parts of Canada. And they got a line down the middle of the highway. I think it's a yellow line. Or maybe a white line. I can't remember. One side is in Canada, one side is in the United States. I like it. I wish they teach more like this in school in history, because I don't remember them ever teaching that in history class. There's parts here in the United States. You can go to this mountain. I guess it's in Kentucky. You can see 3 to 4 states. And wouldn't that be nice to have a house that you live in 3 or 4 states on the same land? Wouldn't that be kind of weird? Who would you call the police department, fire department, stuff like that? Who would pick your garbage up? That's a whole lot of questions. And, you can find it on the internet, people, but that place, I think, is in Kentucky. I can't remember. There's a rock up there, if I remember, because I was there when I was a kid. I think it's 4 states. And 1955, 0 weeks, okay. And 709, if I try to ice skate, get on the ice, I probably fall down and bust my rear end. I know, it's funny. Because I can roller skate, but it's been quite a few years. Once I get the hang of it again, I can skate. But every once in a while, I fall down. I guess ice skating is the same way, like roller skating. It's time to daydream. That's what I've heard 709 in this. Maybe it was a news station, or maybe I typed something about Canada, and they said they have to drive maybe 20 kilometers to go to work, come in the United States to work, But it's weird, I don't know if I could live someplace like that. You go down one side of the highway, you're in the United States. You go on the other side, you're in Canada. I bet the cops or the Canadian Mounties, I bet they have fun with people like that. And people who got kids, I think you should learn about Canada. I would say they do. you know, you know, like they also showed on that highway, you got mailboxes for the people who lives in Canada on the United States side, or vice versa. It's weird. But, you people in Canada is very smart and polite and helpful. I'm not saying it because 709 is on here. And I'm just trying to educate you. Pass things along to you. And I was on here early last night. Yeah, it was Friday. And I'm kind of mad as a grandparent because all of my kids is out of school, and a great grandparent. Here in Indiana, especially the greater Clark County schools, I want your parents, no matter where you live here in the United States, I want you to check your teachers out or your school system. Because here in Indiana, since we got teacher shortage, just like you all do in the other parts of the United States, this is how they get around getting new teachers. At least they are here in Clark County, Indiana. I'll tell you something, though, 709. I had a history teacher. He was a veteran. I think maybe freshman year. I don't think it was junior high. I'm thinking freshman. I could be wrong. That's a long time ago. And first day we went to class, that teacher said, kids, bring your paper and pencil to class. Leave your books in the locker. That's what we did, the boys and girls did back there then. We brought pencil and paper to the history class. And that teacher, like I say, he was a veteran. And I would say maybe World War II, I believe. And he showed tongue tied. He showed slides. He showed movies or videos, whatever you want to call it. I think we call them movies back there then on the, I guess, an 8mm or 16mm or something like that. I can't remember. It was so long ago. That's probably the only class. Well, there's another one that I probably made A's and B's in. I made A's and B's in that history class. As long as you all took notes about what you saw that day and every day, that was your test that you was going to take. The boys, they done real good. The girls didn't do so good in that history class. I've been out of school 50 years. You figure maybe a freshman, I think. And he was a great teacher. I learned quite a bit. He showed slides for where he was at. You know, the enemy destroyed tanks and stuff they had. In the different cities or towns that him and his company was in, during the war. But let's get back to the teachers. That's my pet peeve. They had a student that graduated high school, I think last year or maybe year before. He's a teacher now. You don't have to go to college to be a teacher, at least here in Indiana anymore. All you do, go through a good background check, fingerprint, lie detector, I guess, on that, to be a teacher. You know, I disagree with it. I know we the people here in the United States, we got shortages of teachers. I think they make around, I guess, $60,000 for 12 months of school. But people, when I was in school, the teachers got paid when they taught school. During the summertime, unless they had summer school, they got paid unemployment. Now, they get paid $60,000 a year plus vacation during the summertime. And I don't think they have summer school anymore. You know, that's what I like about these countries. They teach every kind of history. Like Canada, they teach American history plus Canada history. In the Philippines, they teach a lot in the Philippines. I think the kids in the Philippines start school probably about 2 years old, somewhere around that time frame. They can speak different languages. You know, I think 3 different languages. And, you know, every country's different. I was going to put in, you know, it said writing Saturday Night Live, I was going to put SNL. But that, which you all know, that stands for Saturday Night Live. But I think SNL is copyrighted. But as long as I spell it out, I don't think I can get in trouble. Well, I'm going to cut that out because I forget who it was. I told him I'd be live Saturday night. I almost didn't make it. I was taking a cat nap. I had a dream. My mother was in it. That was so weird. I guess living in Charlestown because I recognized the house. You know, Clarksville police was there. Couple of sheriff's deputies and other cops from other cities, and I didn't know why. And it was weird. I woke up. I asked him what they was doing. They wouldn't tell me. I said, then they came in the house. I said, I didn't give you permission to come in the house. I said, where's your warrant? And you can guess what they always said, we don't need one. And they started to put the handcuffs on me in my dream, and I woke up. I hope I don't have that again. But if you see, I love kitty cats. This looks like Mama Blackie. She had long hair. She did have that little white spot like it is in that picture. And, you know, that's how I'm paying my memory for Mama Blackie. And when I went out and feed the cats this morning, it was raining. All the mama cats wasn't out there. But the new mama cat, Kelly, she moved her one baby to the porch. And I guess she had them out there in the weeds, I guess. But she moved it to the porch underneath the chair. And I fed her some canned cat food since she's a new mama kitty cat. And she got a kitty cat that looks like John Wayne, an orange or yellow, one of the color cat you call it. And I'm guessing Kelly, I guess she lost her baby because she was up on the porch, but she didn't have her babies with her. LB didn't show up until supper time. But she always had her babies up here on the porch. But she didn't this time, neither did January. McGee was out there. Snowball wasn't out there. I guess he's afraid that he'd get wet and melt. But that's how come I got extra cat food out there. But when you leave cat food out here where I live, you have to worry about the raccoons. You know, Mama Blackie, she was a good mama cat. She started bringing her babies over when I first moved in this house 8 years ago. And you know how baby kitty cats are. They'll follow her mother. But she got across a main county road and they get run over. I kept talking to Mama Blackie. I said, leave your babies here. That way you can become a grandma without the babies getting killed. She left 4 of them. I lost Pretty Girl this year. I don't know what happened to Pretty Girl. Pretty Girl was a gray cat like Boots. Boots was gray but with white feet. Pretty Girl was gray with a white spot just like Mama Blackie underneath her neck. I don't know what happened. Maybe a coyote or a wolf or somebody got them. And as I say, people, I hope your horses that you bet on today came in. Or maybe your horse is still running. I only bet on the Kentucky Derby one time. I was probably 16 years old, went to a bookie. Or he's dead now. Father and son, they both dead. And I bet this horse, he won the Kentucky Derby, then he won the one after that, then the third race. I only bet on the first 2. I was way ahead. And I think the second race, probably a month later, a couple of weeks later, whatever it is, I had $100. When I won on the first one, at Churchill Downs. I put it on the second race that it was in. I want to think it was Sieta Slew, or I think it starts with an S, but I think that horse is dead because that was over 50 years ago. People, I will be live tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'd be Pastor Bob Joyce. I will share his church service. If you want to learn more about Bob Joyce, go to bobjoyce.org. It'll tell you where his church is. He has CDs for sale. I'm not getting paid to saying that, but he's a great pastor. I like horses. I've been watching stuff on YouTube today, especially about the HOA. And I don't know if that's true or somebody's a good storyteller. This rancher, I forget what state it's supposedly in. I guess Iran. And the HOA Karen showed up, threatened the farmer with a pistol. And that ram came after her, knocked her down in the mud. I like stories like this. And in the past couple of days, I watched where the HOAs was kidnapping children and selling the kids. They picked on this one family. I think like I say, I don't know if it's a true story or not, that his daughter was 15 years old, got kidnapped by the HOA, and he was a military man. He taught his daughter some safety things. And, you know, in this story, the FBI got involved since it went over state lines. If you like stories like that, you know, HOA, you know, I don't know if it's true or not, but I watched quite a bit of HOA stories. And if they done some of the crap they done to them, I'm going to get in trouble for saying it because it's terrorized threatening. If they done something to me like that, I would shot a couple of people. I guarantee you I would. I've seen a few videos on HOAs like that where they done this, threatened the farmer or the husband or the wife, and the person shot the HOA person. And when you buy property, people, make sure it's not in a HOA. You know, I just want you to be safe and not lose your house. And color you paint your mailbox. Can't have certain type of curtains in your house. You can't have certain flowers in your yard. You know, I heard a few HOs like that, besides YouTube. They're not going to tell me what color I can paint my house or my window trim or what color my porch is. I ain't going to do that. But I know There's somebody on YouTube. I had a dream. This been years ago. I done had it twice or maybe three. I'm waiting for this dream to come true. This place had over 30,000 acres of property. It covers three or four states. I can't remember. And it had underground places. You had your underground grocery store, your pet store, and places like that. You live underground. You ride around in the golf cart. And the only condition was that I take in stray cats, because this person that owned the property loved cats just like I do. But in my dream, he was a cat man. He was a cat man. But on top of it, where they live underground, you had acres, you had cows, chickens, and a gas station for the people to pass through town. And plus also underground, you have a movie theater, plus in your main house where you live, which it would be me, I had a big screen like you do in those movie theaters where you can watch anything on TV. It had a bar. You had your own bar, but they had another bar somewhere there on the property underground. And hello, RM. Thank you for being here. And thank you for the service that you do for your community. Because people, if you don't know RM, you can see by his profile picture, he's a nurse or a doctor. I think he's a nurse. He cares about his patients where he lives and works at the hospital. It takes special people to work in the hospital, especially in the ER, or babies who's sick, not doing too well. You got people who have heart attacks and strokes. It takes a very special person. And they go through a lot. They don't get paid enough. I agree with the nurses. They don't get paid enough. So you people out there looking for a trade to get into, you might want to try nursing school if you like to help people out. Or maybe a preacher, or a lawyer, paralegal, or anything like that. But I got to give credit where it's due, because the nurses don't get enough thank you for their service for what they put up with. Sometimes when you're in the hospital, you can get downright mean. And people, when I have my heart attack, or I spend a week or two or a couple of nights in the hospital, and you're sleeping, and they wake you up to take your blood pressure or take some blood. I asked a nurse one time when I had my heart attack years ago, I said, why do you have to wake me up? Said, because if we take your blood pressure, you could smack us. That's why we wake you up when we take your blood or your blood pressure or anything like that. That's why we wake you up. In case you people have been in the same boat as me, that you're sleeping real good and having good, sweet dreams, you get woke up. That's why. I asked you a question because I be sleeping like a baby, even at 3 o'clock in the morning. And people, when I had my heart attack, a hospital, you're not going to get to sleep and rest. Like when you have a heart attack or stroke, they're going to wake you up every half hour to check your blood pressure, take blood or a temperature or something like that. You don't get a vacation when you go to the hospital. And I think ladies, when they go to give birth, after they give birth, I guess mamas does get to sleep a little bit longer. But people, it's on my YouTube channel. They will watch this later. I want you to think a nurse. The next time you see a nurse, thank him for the service. Or maybe you can ask him, in case you want to be a nurse, what's involved in becoming a nurse. You know, that's something to ask. And, I try to help you out. If it's a pretty day, if it's not raining tomorrow, lucky it ain't snowing. When I was young, it snowed on Derby, and it snowed on Easter. And I'm not lying. You can look it up, people, on the internet, find out what year did it snow on the Kentucky Derby. That shows I'm not lying. I try to be honest with you all. I try to listen to you all. And I want to thank everybody who's in here that has helped me out. And I want to say hi to Jessica in case she watches this video later. She's like a daughter to me. She has some medical problems. I kind of miss Jessica on here. She's a moderator, a number 2 moderator. I'm a moderator on her YouTube channel. But you people, it's new to YouTube. Do your homework. You got 2 type of moderators, number 1 and number 2. Number 2 is the lowest moderator on the poll. And that's how you start them out. You start out at number 2 moderator because you as your own YouTuber, you can do more than what the number 2 moderator does. I probably got 5 or 6 number 1 moderators. But any people that has moderators, they supposed to help you out on your YouTube, not hurt you. They're supposed to help you promote your channel, put your YouTube channel in here when you're chatting, or share it on their YouTube channel. But there's some YouTube channels that won't let you share your YouTube channel on theirs, which that's respect. Some of them, when you check in, there are these two ladies. I think they're in California. They're sisters. They do crocheting and other stuff. Anybody that checks into their YouTube channels, the moderators post your YouTube channel. And there's people like that. You know, but people, here's one thing I don't want you to forget about. Tomorrow's Sunday. If you can't make it to church, you can watch it on TV or you can listen to it on the radio or you can come to my YouTube channel or anywhere on YouTube you can find church service on it. Don't give up on Jesus and God. You remember, Jesus and God is only two people. Look at this planet as a whole. How many billions of people is on this planet? What, 100 billion? 500 billion people? They're all praying to God no matter what their religion is. That's a whole lot of prayers to answer by two people. It takes time. So don't give up on Jesus and God because they have not given up on you. I wish I can get more views when I do my Sunday church service. But I understand some of you don't believe in them. But that's okay. That's okay. That's your right. Oh, I also forgot to mention, people, I'm single and looking. But you got to live close to me. You know, at least Scottsburg, Indiana area. Because those girls or ladies that live in Scottsburg, Indiana or Scott County, they are very polite. And but you know, we got to try our best, people. As you see, I got my post office box, the Cash App, the PayPal, in case you want to donate. If you're an animal lover, you know, you can donate gift cards where I can buy things for my kitty cat. Help me buy cat food, dry cat food. At least the inside and outside cats, that's not a free advertisement, is Meow Mix. I buy a 30-pound bag. I wish they had a 40-pound bag of Meow Mix. It ain't cheap, people. For a 30-pound Meow Mix, you looking at maybe $28. That's not counting sales tax, which sales tax in Indiana is 7 cents on a dollar. And I want to thank you people who have donated. I do want to throw a sponsor in there. They didn't ask me to do that. It's Lincoln City Gifts. It's Lincoln City Gifts. And I want you to type it into the search engine. Lincoln City Gifts. They got hoodies, jackets, sweatpants. They got, I think, glass dolphins and a bunch of other stuff. I want you to go there. And you can look at Lincoln City there where it is. They got a museum. I guess an old train, a caboose, fire truck. You know, if you ever get to Lincoln City. Or if you ever get down to Benton, Arkansas, especially on Sundays, that's how come I tell you to go to bobjoyce.org. And it tells you where his church is and what time it starts. I'm not promoting him. I just like him because he's a great preacher. I'm choosy, just like I am with a girlfriend. If I had one, I'm choosy. I'm looking for certain things, even in a girlfriend and a preacher. I like Bob Joyce. He's not in a suit and tie. Sometimes he's in a pair of blue jeans or black shoes, a nice dress shirt. You know. And he does, which I can't share the video, but he does Sunday morning. It's music and it's copyrighted. I can't do that. So that's how come I have you go to YouTube, Bob Joyce on YouTube, and you can watch his church service, the music part. I think it comes out on Wednesday. But I like his church service that he uploads around 6:30, 7 o'clock. And I like him. Some of you don't like him. But people, I'm at my time limit. And it is time to get off of here. I want to say God bless you. God loves you. So don't you give up on God. I'll see you tomorrow. And I either do a live video of me putting dirt in that gas tank of the new rotary tiller with the reverse don't work, and because that's what I was told. But I want to film it. A gallon tank could take a whole lot of dirt. I'm gonna wait till I get it almost full before I film it. Maybe I can make it a short video. I don't know. But, I just want everybody to be happy. Treat your spouses right. And men, women's always right. I know they're wrong, but to save peace in the family and you're not sleeping in the doghouse, or take cold showers, that they're always right. Women puts up more than you think they do with all bull crap. And some of you ask you, what's the age limit? Put it that way, over 21. I said over 21, maybe over 25. From there up to so-and-so. You got to be on the skinny side. No watermelons or cantaloupe. Got a job, got your own vehicle. Don't smoke. Don't do drugs. Be honest with me. I can't be your sugar daddy, so you can forget about that, ladies. I wish you live in Scottsburg, Indiana, or Scott County, Indiana, which covers more territory. Because I like the ladies that lives in Scott County. They're real polite. No matter if they're working in a fast food restaurant or a grocery store, they're polite. And I got to give them credit and all this. So I catch you later. It's 11:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in southern Indiana, northwest Clark County. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, watch some videos, and give me ideas to help. Sometimes I get people who emails me of stories that I've talked about it, like the plane crash up there, hit the helicopter, and another plane crash that was taking a mother and a child back to Mexico after getting treatment. That crash. Right after that, maybe a week later. And people said, well, do some Karen Read trials. Man, there's a whole lot of people streaming Karen Read trials. But I did pick a few people up the last year when I streamed it. I give you my comments. And I believe Karen Read is innocent. You have to watch Karen Read's first trial from beginning to the end, and you watch this one. But I am so mad at that stupid a-hole judge. I guess her name's Beverly. They asked for a change of venue. She denied it. But they can appeal it. Maybe they saving it in case they find her guilty. But people, I've watched everything in Karen Read's trial. I know how lawyers works. I know how cops works. I know how judges work. I know how CSI works. She was framed. And you see the video of the police car behind Karen Read's SUV. It didn't show she had a busted tail light, like after they took it to the police department Sally Port. And the funny thing about the camera didn't work where you could see the rear end of it, only showed the front end. And there's so many lies going on in that trial. One state police officer lost his job because he committed perjury. But that town where Karen Reed or Turtle Boy live, you might want to go to Turtle Boy and watch his YouTube channel because he gives you updates on Karen Reed. That's how it got to be on national news, is because of Turtle Boy. And Turtle Boy is a reporter. I think he went to school. I could be wrong. But that's not the point. She is not guilty. I have my reasonable doubts. So, people, I love you. God bless you. Don't forget to go to church tomorrow. In case you can't make it, you can watch it on TV or listen to the radio. Well, if you got the internet, you can look at on YouTube live church service or come to my YouTube channel at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and watch this. So I want to thank you all. God bless you all, no matter where you're from and on the planet. I don't care if you're from Italy, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Russia. I don't care where you are on the planet. God bless you all for subscribing to my channel, giving me ideas how to improve it. Some of you told me about DaVinci. I'm still trying to figure that out. But I'm 70 plus years old, people. When it comes to computers and cell phones, I'm not very smart. Like your people, it's on here on my YouTube channel. So I want to say goodbye. And I'm dedicating with this picture of Mama Blackie, who passed away in December of last year. I think she was over 10 years old, maybe 12, maybe more. I don't know. But she was a good mother cat and a good grandma cat. And I love cats. So people, I want to thank you. I'll talk to you later. In case you all asking, well, can I bring you into the studio on Bob Joyce? That I won't do. And if I decide to come live tomorrow, it depends how I feel. Sometimes I'm taking a cat nap, and I won't wake up till after 12 o'clock sometimes, or 3 o'clock in the morning. So I want you all to have a good day. Remember, God does not give up on you all. Good night. Sweet dreams. I love you all. Thank you for watching my videos. Who are animals lovers, thank you all. I'll catch you all later. I love you all.